Ohjelmayhteistyössä mukana
Tervetuloa peliohjelma Scorren pariin ja Kölniin Gamescomiin. Nämä pelijuhlat ovat alkaneet jo vuonna 2009 ja täällä nautitaan pelaamisesta, e-sportista, uusista peleistä ja laitteista, mitä pelimaailma tarjoaa. Tästä alkaa seikkailu Gamescomissa Kölnissä. Tervetuloa mukaan!
I'm Mark Starrett. I'm a global product manager with Logitech G, which is our gaming group. And a product manager, I manage the gaming keyboards for our group. I've been with Logitech for 11 years and in gaming for 23 years. Logitech has been a leader in gaming peripherals for over 20 years. We made some of the first gaming keyboards, mice, and controllers for PC. Yeah, it's been very fascinating because they went, like, for example, in the keyboard realm, they went from, simple keyboards to keyboards with backlighting to keyboards with RGB backlighting, and then the next generation, and even with screens to give people information. Then they went to this next level, which is mechanical. And mechanical is the most important things to gamers now, which means each switch has an individual mechanical switch in it. The newest product, which is the Logitech G915 Lightspeed RGB mechanical keyboard, it's a low-profile, high-performance keyboard. Even though it's low-profile, it has mechanical switches. It's RGB backlit, and it's fully wireless. So it's Lightspeed wireless, which means it has the response and the report rate of a wired keyboard, but wireless, so no wires, easy to place, easy to use. The way they help, there's a number of different ways. First, with the mechanical switches, you get a faster response. You get a more positive response when you're keying your WASD or you're playing PUBG. So everything, is more responsive. They usually have, or all of ours have, 100% anti-ghosting, which means there are no keys that will block other keys. A keyboard from an office may not give you the right key commands in a game, because in a keyboard in an office, you type one letter at a time. You might type really fast. Gaming, you hold down more than one, and you might hold them down for a long time. So if those messages don't come through right, then you can fail in the game. So that's the first part, the response. And then there's the feel and extra features like macro keys, for example. We included what we call our G keys, so you can program complex moves into a single key. Then we do custom lighting that not only looks cool, but helps people remember where key commands within their games are. So there's a lot of little features that just make them more precise and better for gaming. Plus they're more durable.
Päimistö on se, että se täytyy olla semmoinen itselle sopiva, itselleen muokattava. Jotkut vaan haluaa, että niissä on makrotoimintoja, joissain peleissä käsittääkseni se on kielletty, että niitä ei saa olla. Mutta aika usein se on, että se on aika kompaktin kokoinen, että se pelaajan pelipöytä ei ole kauhean iso niissä turnaustilanteissa, niin se näppäimistö ei voi olla semmoinen niin kuin massiivisen mallin kokoinen.
My name is Chuvalov, and I'm publishing director for World of Tanks game in Wargaming. I actually with the company for 9 years already, from 2010, and I've been all my life a very passionate player. So I started to play my first PC was ZX Spectrum when I was 6 years old, something like that. So I started with like tape recorder, games on tape recorder. And after that I completely fell in love with the gaming. And I was assembling PCs myself with my dad, and I played the consoles, 8-bit, 16-bit, and afterwards I was actually writing reviews of the games for our local Belarusian newspapers, gaming newspapers. I was reviewing games, writing interviews, etc., etc. So I really liked the gaming industry, right? I was fascinated about the process, how the games are created, how the design is looking like, how it appears, and how it develops. So I can tell that I have my gaming history for about like 25 years already. World of Tanks actually is a legendary game right now. It has more than 180 million registered players around the world, and it's like already 9 years on the market. The anniversary was like the last week, and it still is in top 5 games around the world. So we're doing a great job of keeping our players fascinated about that, of introducing new tanks, new events, new types of gameplay, and I'm really glad to be a part of this phenomenon, because it originated from a small country, Belarus, and there were no big games from this country yet. So I was very glad that such company can be created in our country. I have about 13.5K battles, 1,000, yeah. And in World of Tanks, it's not a big number. You know, we have players over 100,000 battles played. It's a lot. But many players stay with our game for 6, 7, 8 years already without leaving it. And for many players, it's like the only games I play. So as for the number of tanks, I have about 22 tier 10. Tier 10 is the maximum tier of the tank. And I have plenty of the lower tiers, like hundreds of them or even more. We're launching new game mode. It's Battle Royale. It's a big event for us and a completely different gameplay for our players. It has 2 types of gameplay. It's free-for-all, where everybody is playing for themselves. And it's team deathmatch, where platoons of 3 compete to be the best one and to be the last one on the map. So in September we are bringing back the infamous game mode from 2014. It's tank racing mode. Players asked us to bring it back for 5 years, and we remade it completely with a new map with different racing tanks and objectives, and even a tournament. So we're very glad and fascinated to bring those game modes in. Like, we have a very big so-called historical accuracy department, which contains a lot of professionals from former war history museums, military, actual tankers, etc., and engineers. So they have a very vast network and connections all over the world with museums, with military associations, and they are coming actually on the place with field work, and they are 3D scanning all the vehicles, so we can have photogrammetry tanks.
My name is Marko Valentic. I come from Croatia. I'm a global product public relations manager for World of Warships. I've been with Wargaming for almost 1.5 years now, and I was a big fan of war games and of the tactical skill that are required for this kind of game. And I was playing tanks and ships before, so opportunity to work for ship's team was a great challenge for me, which I obviously jumped onto it. For me, it's the combination of tactics, it's the combination of of action, and this is exactly what World of Warships is offering to our players and what they appreciate the most. It's in one way it's a shooter, but in other way it requires a high level of skill and strategy which needs to be invested inside. And when you are aware that it comes with a rich historical background, because in World of Warships we have more than 300 ships which are developed on the basis of real historical blueprints. Having this historical background behind it and actually play with the real ships, for me it's a special experience. Oh, you can do whatever you want. You can blow up other ships, tons of steel. You can outmaneuver all players. You can play. So in World of Warships we have 4 different classes, and we just announced 5th class submarines. So this is the first time that submarines will reappear. So we are going below the water for the first time, which means that you will have 5 different classes to play with. Both with aircraft carriers, so you can be an airplane dropping bombs on other ships, or now you will be a submarine who can prey and search for targets and that way help your team to win.
Tällainen oli peliohjelma Score suoraan Kölnistä ja Gamescomin pelimessuilta. Nauttikaa pelaamisesta ja hauskaa illan jatkoa.
Ohjelmayhteistyössä mukana